Hello guys, welcome back, and if you are new here, you are also welcome. I noticed recently that a good number of YouTube creators are either submitting or resubmitting their tax info in AdSense. And one thing you need to understand is that governments don't joke with their taxes. And when you start earning on YouTube, you are dealing directly with the US government, because Google, which owns YouTube, is a US company. So now I know some of us would have done this tax info submission like sometime in 2021, and the ones we submitted back then is due for renewal. So some of us, when you log in into your YouTube studio, you will see this notice that your US form will be expiring by December, or will be expiring soon. Now, what you need to understand is that when you allow it to expire, or if you have not submitted it for the first time, 30% or 24% of your total earnings in AdSense will be deducted by Google for tax purposes. Some of us would have seen this mail sent to us here that your US tax form expires at the end of 2024. Just might be different, the date or year could be different. So, but one thing I want to highlight here is that what happens if I don't do this by the end of the year? If your US tax form expires at the end of the year, Google may require to withhold up to 24% of your total worldwide YouTube earnings, or hold payouts completely until your tax form is approved. So for you to submit or resubmit your tax info in AdSense, you log into your AdSense account by going to adsense.com or google.com/AdSense. So you can also do this with your phone. Open a browser on your phone, then you log into your AdSense account with a browser. So when you log in, like if you are logging in with a phone, you might end up not seeing the menu on the left side. So just click these three lines here and the menus will appear. So what you need to do is to click on the payment info here, and you will see these details. You see this notice with red, and you click submit new form. You click start new form, then start form. So you'll be required to sign in into your Google account once again to authenticate yourself. So here, what type of account? I will choose individual, because I created my AdSense account as an individual account. So if yours is a corporate or a business account, you choose the second one. Then I'll click next. Are you a citizen or resident in the United States? No. I'll click next. Then now the next selection, you choose the first one, that is if your account is for a non-US citizen. So if you're a non-US citizen, you choose the first option. But if your AdSense account is for business and it's a non-US business, you choose the second one. So here I will start the W8PEN form. So the next is for me to put my tax identity. Put your name here, you select your country. Here I will choose Nigeria. Then for the foreign thing, so some creators, Nigerian creators, who ask how would they get their thing. So if you don't have your thing ready yet, you can omit this particular section. It is optional, it's not compulsory. So just put your country and then click next if you don't have these details. So right here you enter your street address, and if your mailing address and your street address are the same, you check this and then click next. Now here's the tax treaty section. So the selection you make here will determine if Google is going to deduct up to 30% of your US earnings. So the country you chose while creating your AdSense account, if the country has a tax treaty with the US government, that means that you have a reduced withholding rate. That what this means is that instead of Google deducting up to 30% of your US earnings, it might end up not even deducting anything. So you get the point. So, but for me as a Nigerian government doesn't have any tax treaty with the US government. So definitely I will choose I'm not eligible for a reduced withholding rate. So what this means is that Google is going to deduct maximum 30% of my US earnings. But if I'm eligible, or if you're eligible, you will choose yes and then choose the country where you are. So for example, if you check here, you see that we don't have Nigeria here, so I'm not eligible. All these countries are eligible for reduced withholding rate, which means that their withholding, or the amount Google is going to deduct from their earnings, will be lesser than 30%. So I'm going to choose I'm not eligible and then continue. So here I'll be asked activities and services performed in the US. So the question is, have you performed any activities and services for Google within US, or do they expect to in the future? No, I've not performed this, so I will certify this answer and then click next. So here is whether you want to go paperless or you want the documents to be sent via mail. Mail means physical mail. So what I want it to go paperless instead of them to send me via mail. I will choose this and then click I accept and click next. So again, here I will confirm, click next and certify. So the last stage is to certify and sign. So I will check this box, go down, check this one to certify. So here you just leave it at 2020. What this means is that if you cannot use this year, please provide the year when you started business with Google. So you can provide the year you created your AdSense account, because that's your AdSense account is like a business transaction with Google. So but if you're not too sure, you can leave it at 2020, or probably it shouldn't be earlier than 2016. So this is optional. Then so here's the final stage where they will ask you to acknowledge. So I'll say yes, I am the beneficial owner named in the tax identity section. So after that, you can see my name is already inserted automatically. Then I will submit. So you can see here, you can see that the status is approved, submitted October 10, 2024 by me, and it will expire December 31st, 2027. So this tax form will expire by December 31st, 2027. So what it means is that by 2027, I will have to resubmit it. So as you can see, submitting and resubmitting your tax info is just the same process. This is how to submit your tax info in AdSense to avoid unnecessary deductions from your YouTube earnings. So if you have any other question, please drop it in the comment section and I will reply. I'll be going live in some few hours. So when you drop your question here, I can respond to them in my next live section. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful. And I would like to know if this process, if it is easy or difficult. Let me also know in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.